Welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show, and come on in. We're walking in to LoveLaunch. I've been telling you about this for the last, week and a half, telling you to come on over here to Richmond Heights, the Boulevard area. We're going to talk with the owner, and we're going to showcase, you all know I love my fashion. It's one of the things you always told me that you tuned in on Channel 2, Channel 5 to see what I was wearing. Well, a lot of times I want something unique, and for that, I look for really incredible boutiques, and I'm all about, as you know, showcasing small business and supporting small business. So let me introduce you to the owner. I'll put it up here on the screen for you. Leah Glenius Restrepo, owner of LoveLaunch. How are you?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us here. Now, did you hear the story about how I had come in a few weeks back?
You know, I thought I heard it, but I found out that what I learned was not correct. So why don't you give me the real story?
The real story and the real Monica Adams. So I was across the street having a birthday lunch for my brother, and I was racing out. I told my mom and my brother, I got to go. I got to get to a meeting. And then I came right alongside, and again, we'll let you know where she's located, et cetera. I came right alongside the building, and I turned my head really quick and stopped. And I was like, what is this place? Hold on a second. And I'm like, I looked at my watch. And I'm like, I got to go. And then I almost passed. And then I went, I got to go in there. So I ran in, and Lydia was here and was working with someone. And then this lady was in here, and she's like, that's the news lady. And then I started to say, well, actually I have my own show now. It's all about positivity and shining the spotlight on good businesses. And I was like, we need to do a show from here. I'm like, who's the owner? And so they wrote your name down. That was sitting on my countertop for the last couple of weeks, until a former colleague of mine, Dana Dean, a lot of you know that name maybe, she worked with us at Channel 5. She's now off on her own doing PR. And she reached out to me and was starting to talk to me. And you know how life is. I'm crazy, crazy busy. And I was listening to some of it. And then she sent me the website, and I'm looking through. I'm like, okay. And then when she comes back and says where you are, I go, wait, is she across from a Mexican restaurant? And she goes, yeah. I go, this is a God wink. I already went in, and there's a top. I'm going to have Jenny's here with me. And Jenny, I want you to show the top that literally stopped me. And I said, wait a minute. I promise you I'm coming back, and I want this. And there it is. So what color would you say that is?
Oh, it's an icy soft blue.
That's what I kept saying, ice blue. And here, so you have to come in to really witness the coloring of it all. There you go. And what I didn't know, because it was actually to the right side of the store when I ran in, I did not know that it had this like see-through until I saw it on your website and saw the model that was, there's a black version also, right?
Yes, there is.
That's pretty.
That piece actually comes from Poland. Joanna Kedziorek is the designer, and she used to design for the opera.
Oh, you're kidding?
No. So we feature designers from 6 of 7 continents. And I just feel so grateful for the variety of experience and textures and ideas. I'm glad you saw that was one of my favorite pieces. Good pull, Monica.
Very good. If you're just tuning in, we're going to showcase the entire store as we are visiting. So let them know where you're located. We'll do this throughout the show. And if you have to pop on and off, no problem. Let everybody know that, yes, we are live. And hey, if you want to come by, maybe you're in the area and you're like, hey, well, I want to know what this is all about. You have the location here in the Boulevard.
We do.
Do you also have one on the Hill?
We do. We started on the Hill in 2016, and it's shifted next door since then because of how the world's changed. But it's the same intersection. You park in the same place, and that space is there as well.
Where is it?
It's at the corner of Marconi and Daggett.
Okay.
Do you know the Herbaria soap store or Milo's?
Yes.
Right across from
Right
Milo's.
There?
Yeah.
Come on, folks. This is what I'm all about. How did I not know that she had been there since 2016? Good morning, Kathleen, Linda. Glad I could jump on to watch. Yes. And then do me a favor right now. Go ahead and text people and let them know that we're on. If they can't watch live, it's the beauty of streaming. This entire show will be there for you to catch up on a little bit later. Because I know some of you might be at work, et cetera. But more importantly, it's all about come in here. Tell people that she's here. Good morning, Maniacs, Richard. Yes, you need something for your wife, by the way. Sean, good morning to you. They call themselves Monica's Maniacs. They follow everywhere. So they will be in here shopping at your shop. Trust me. When did you open the Boulevard location?
We opened in October of 2024.
And let's talk about the award you got.
We won Pop Local. Yeah. Do you know about that? Can you explain it?
I want you to explain it to them, but I did. And I actually have that in the description today that she had won this. And I know how proud she is.
Okay, great. So Edwards Realty is a Chicago-based company that owns this development. They own the Boulevard. And they ran a contest. This is the second time they've run it in St. Louis, but they've run it, I think, 8 times total across all their properties, where they look for local businesses, local entrepreneurs who are doing work that they want to promote and elevate. And so there were, 70 applicants and then 5 finalists, and they gave us all a nice little, media exposure and some PR. And then I ended up winning, or LoveLaunch ended up winning. And I really need to correct myself, because I was told many times we won because of our community.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the strength of the community.
Absolutely.
So it is my business. I'm not surprised that you would miss us. Because it is my business, I really focus on what I can manage and what I can do. So I don't do a lot of advertising. I'm not out there with a big, huge sign. I would love to, but I'm just one person. So it's really a lot of word of mouth.
Yep. And that's what we want you all to do, by the way.
Yeah.
As you're watching this, I'm going to keep the website there, because you can also go online and check out. You're going to love it. I mean, again, if you are into fashion, the way a lot of us are, it will stop you. You can tell that you have a passion for it, first of all, when you walk through the store, and you can tell that you're bringing in very unique pieces. So that's when I walked by and looked at the window, I knew I wasn't just stepping, and again, nothing against any other boutique that's out there, but I knew that this was unique and that there was a passion behind it. You could feel that. Good morning, Ron. Again, love-launch.com. So you can do online shopping or in person. If you're here local, if you're outside of our area, then go to the website. If not, go to the Boulevard or go to the Hill. Are they similar, or do you put different pieces?
Yeah, so everything that we have in St. Louis is on the website.
Okay.
And this is still a relatively new location, but our long-term plan with the Hill and versus the Boulevard is that the Boulevard will be our on-season sort of flagship.
Okay.
And then the Hill is our home. It's our home base. So it'll be off-season. There'll be more of the online work that goes on there.
Okay. That's the OG.
And the future is untold. I can say one thing and then God laughs and a different plan comes in action. I mean, that's like the story of my life, man.
Yes.
But that's what we're thinking.
Interesting. So, okay, again, if you're just tuning in and you're like, wait a minute, aren't you normally on at 7? We are. And I put out this morning that we were not going to be on at 7. I wanted you to watch at 10 a.m. So thank you for those of you that are on live with us. Again, go ahead and text. We are on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn, X, Rumble, and Instagram. So you can watch on any of those sites. And I know it's probably people maybe at work right now, or you're running around going, wait, is she live? We are literally live right now in the Boulevard area of Richmond Heights. Now, when someone wants to come in here, is everything by appointment only?
So there are 7 open door days a month,
okay.
Meaning, and we email our list and let the thousands of people who are on our newsletter know, for example, tomorrow and Saturday, it's going to be open door from 11 to 3. Oh. No appointment necessary at all. You are also always welcome to make one. We're very simple about it. You can text, call, email. There's a calendar on our website. You don't even talk to a person. You can just click a time. And if you'd like to shop open to the public, we'll be open then too. If not, we close the curtains, we lock the door, and this is your place for the time that you're here.
And when you started on the Hill, did you do the exact same thing?
Well, on the Hill, it was a bit different. In the beginning, when we opened in 2016, the world was very different. Yep. And so we were adjacent to Skiff International. Do you know them?
No.
She's a St. Louis clothing designer who has made hand loom sweaters for about 30 years.
Oh, beautiful.
She got a fair amount of media attention because she did the sweaters for the original Matrix movies.
Okay.
Yes. Not the recent one, but before.
Okay.
Anyway, so we were in her building. So we had a nice amount of traffic. It was much more traditional as far as the hours and everything. And then after we had to do the full online push in 2020, because there was no other way to survive, the by appointments is how we got back into being in person. Mm-hmm. And because we did have to move next door to that second floor spot, it really was private. We didn't have these floor to ceiling windows.
Right.
And so customers loved it. They had an appointment. Nobody else was coming in for germs. It was private to the outside world. And I mean, women would change clothes wherever. They'd bring in their best girlfriend. And it was a lot of fun. It was a really neat way. It was a neat experience. And that's what so many folks said. So when we came down here, the team and I, there's about 9 of us all together. There's 4 local in St. Louis, and then the others work remote.
Okay.
Because the website is such a big part of what we do. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of conversations about how do we how do we do LoveLaunch on the Boulevard? Because it looks so traditional. People expect traditional, but what we're doing is hybrid.
Right.
And it's working.
Good.
It worked so much better than what we started at. So yeah, so they have the opportunity to do the private shopping before. We're continuing it now, but we've expanded.
Okay, we're going to talk, by the way, if you're just tuning in, again, text or call and say, hey, if you're into fashion, I've got this great place I want to introduce the girls to, or men come in here and surprise the ladies.
Absolutely.
Do they do that a lot?
They do, and some men come shop for themselves. Many of our designers will custom make things.
Oh.
And, clothing...
Yep. It's become unisex.
It is.
Yep.
There's a lot of pieces that work one way or another. Mm-hmm. And frankly, if you were to take my measurements... Mm-hmm. They're more similar to probably a man than a woman. Because I think it was Maya Angelou who said that the differences between groups are great, but between individuals is always greater. Mm-hmm. And so, we sell beautiful things to wear if you like high quality. There's definitely a feminine, slant.
Yes.
We are women's clothing. I don't want to misrepresent and say that we're Brooks Brothers for men. We're not.
Right. But again, I love the fact that we've had men and women both that have come in here. So you guys that are watching right now, I want you to come in. And if you've got someone that you love that is, if you've got a birthday or you've got a holiday coming up, I like the just because though, right? When you get something just because. Again, if you're just tuning in, LoveLaunch, as you see on your screen. And if you are not familiar, then now you can pop into the Boulevard or maybe go into the Hill area or go onto the website. Again, we're visiting with the owner, Leah Glenius Restrepo, and we've got Jenny here. Jenny, how about you show me some accessories? Because here's the thing, and I'm going to have Leah say this. When we went to go on, I threw on a necklace. I'm like, I actually almost didn't wear a necklace. And it's funny because I almost said, I bet you Leah had something that we could just put on together and it will pop. So I love the fact that she read my mind in this. And she was like, Monica, can I put one of our necklaces on you? I was like, yeah. So I actually had this on that I grabbed as I was running out the door. And I'm like, I'm just going to put this on real quick. And then she said, let's put this piece on. And this piece that I have on is from LoveLaunch. And you want to tell me a little bit more about it? Did you say this is from Poland?
So the top you like is Poland. Okay, this is made in St. Louis, in the sea of St. Louis. Oh. It's Balthazar Jewels. Teresa Wanjia is the maker. She's unbelievably talented. Her husband is from Kenya. And so she sources stones. Those are all real gemstones. It's on 18 karat plated gold from his home country, and then marries that with her own very American take on it. So her work is beautiful. The little funny story. So years and years ago, I've worked in a lot of aspects of fashion. I've been doing this close to 30 years. And I used to work in costume jewelry for a number of years. And I love anything big. I like to make chunky. A statement, chunky. And also it has helped me feel more proportionate. And I was at a show and I was talking to a good friend from LA. And she said to me, because she saw me wearing some inexpensive costume jewelry, and I said, I can get you some, I can make you some, whatever. And she said, my father always said to me, you're too important to wear something cheap. And when Nitu said that, it was like the goosebumps, the chills. It was a moment that I will never forget. I've used it in our marketing for the store since we opened. And it's not about being pretentious or expensive. Yep. It's about being real.
And that's what she said. And she actually used a couple of words that we do on this show regularly, right? We talk about being real, but she also said that the value word, right? Your value. And she's like, Monica, you're too valuable. So put this on. I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so absolutely perfect. Don't you love her already? Leah Glenius Restrepo, again, owner of LoveLaunch. So let's start breaking through because Jenny's showing us different pieces. And I told Jenny, give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's talk about some of these.
Okay, so on this screen right now is a pair of beautiful Japanese seed beaded earrings from a line called Mishki. They're based in Colombia, South America. And they're one of the labels I first started with. They have a place very close to my heart. Their production is through a program called My Mama for Me, or Mi Mama para Mi. And what that means is when they get orders from stores to, make jewelry for LoveLaunch or anywhere else, they actually employ single working mothers so that they can be at home with their children while they're working on the production of these pieces. Wow. It's a beautiful brand, and they incorporate a ton of hearts. So at my first show, when I went to go buy merchandise for the store, Love launch, the idea of love, the idea of agape. My family is Greek. Agape has a lot of meaning to me.
Mhm.
And it had to be the foundation of anything I do. That's just what life has taught me.
Mhm.
And so since I use so many heart motifs, it immediately caught my eye. And then I found out it was from my husband's home country.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So Michigan.
What, you like that one, Jenny? I said, as you're going through, we used to love this. So we had a photographer that was in Skyfox when I was at Channel 2. And it would be so funny because we would say to Doug, the photographer, do you think it's a beautiful day? And he would do a thumbs up out of the helicopter. And I told her, as you walk through today, be my helicopter pilot and give me a thumbs up to things that you really, really love.
She's crushing it. She's doing a great job.
So let's start talking about, all these pieces. So where do you get your inspiration? And tell everybody where everything's coming from.
Oh, so again, they work with 6 out of 7 continents, everything but Antarctica. So it comes from around the world. It also comes locally. Those skiff sweaters are here. Mm-hmm. The Balthazar pieces are here. Where do I get my inspiration? That is an excellent question, Monica. I mean, I get it from life and the world around me. I think, each season I try to be inspired by different things. So our business is a very strong art foundation, right? And so just as artists look for new collections and they go through new chapters of life, that is definitely something I do. So the art museum or any museum, or even just people walking down the street sometimes. And
all of a sudden you get inspiration by what you see. You're probably just a creature of constantly watching and watching and watching.
For sure. Yeah. And I really look for beauty.
Yeah.
I mean, and that can be literally anywhere. It can be in a sports play. It can be on a stage. It can be right here in our chairs. If I see something beautiful. Right. So that's very broad, but
anybody that has passion inside of them will understand exactly where she's coming from.
Thank you.
But you mentioned, and I always love to hear where the inception of something comes from. So who was your first inspiration in fashion? As a little girl?
What an amazing question. It would have probably been my grandmother.
Oh, I love it.
So Yaya Olympia, my name is Olympia as well. I was named after her, used to let us play dress up when we went to her house. And we would open the drawers and put on the beautiful rhinestone earrings. But again, rhinestones made in the 1950s were a different thing than current fast fashion production. Sure. And we play in her closet. When her family immigrated to the United States, they ended up putting down roots in North St. Louis, and they had a family dry cleaners called the Progressive Cleaners. So because apparel, tailoring, and clean clothing was such a foundation of my grandmother and her siblings and our family, spread everywhere. My father has excellent taste. My mother is a fashion plate. And again, it's really about taste and style more than anything. We're not label people.
Yeah.
Not us. It's never been. I mean, immigrants can't usually be label people.
Just, again, falling in love with what you find beautiful. Jenny, do me a favor. Go back to the beginning of that rack. You just went through and showed me something that I thought is just absolutely adorable. There, right there, the white. Can you showcase that? So where's this one from? I love that.
Yeah, so that is an amazing piece. That's actually another USA brand. It's called Cupcake. The designer is based in Massachusetts. And I hope I don't butcher the name, but the face is a Forcelli face. So Forcelli was actually a, what's the word I want? Not pottery. What do we call this? Ceramics. A ceramic artist who used the face of a beautiful singer as his muse, and he would put it on home things all the time. And so this woman, Melissa, in Hyannisport, Massachusetts, used that motif in one of her oversized tops. It's so comfortable. It has
looks
pockets with a pair of leggings, with a pair of jeans to the beach. I mean, whatever. It's fabulous.
That's the thing. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're going to take a quick break. And if you have any questions, if you've been here, by the way, maybe you've had your own appointment with LoveLaunch, let us know. Some really beautiful pieces. And we've only gone through a quarter of the store. So we're going to show you more. Love-launch.com if you want to go online. That's
Skiff.
That's what we were talking about.
Skiff, yeah.
Again, we're going to talk about inspiration, where it all came from. I can't wait to ask the next question because it's always like trying to pick a favorite child. Okay, as we go to the break, let's see. Congratulations, LoveLaunch. This recognition truly reflects the heart of our supportive community. What's next for your boutique? Well, We will ask that question. Okay. And then I'm going to see if you, and obviously it's always going to constantly change because you're bringing in all these new pieces, but I'm going to make you look around the store right now, if you will, for me, and tell me what your absolute most favorite piece is.
Oh my gosh.
All right. We'll do that when we return.
Carroll House Furniture Homes look the best because of our free design service. Our designers please your taste.
Let's reimagine your room with 50 brand name choices.
We'll create a 3D design with a 360 view for your room.
Free design services are just the beginning. Free 0% financing, fast free delivery and setup, and the guaranteed lowest prices in the country with no stipulations.
You'll get a perfect custom floor plan for your new dream room.
Carroll House Design, because you like nice things.
Create beautiful gardens and landscaped areas with everything you need at Hoffman Hillerman Nursery and Florist. A great selection of outdoor and indoor plants, gardening items, landscape materials, lawn and garden equipment, and much more. Hoffman Hillerman Nursery and Florist.
And we are going to be there, by the way, for a Mobile Monica on March 26th. That's next Wednesday. It's also a 10 a.m. show. So I want you to mark on your calendars. We won't have a 7 o'clock show next Wednesday. We will be there at 10 a.m. And let me tell you what, they dropped off the most beautiful bouquet of flowers that smelled incredible. So when you're thinking about sending flowers to someone, special occasion, just a special memory, think about Hoffman Hillerman Nursery. Again, they're in Washington, Missouri, and they have these cool potting bar private classes for two. So if you say, I do not have a green thumb, all right, well, they can help you with that. Again, next Wednesday, 10 a.m. We would love to see you there.
Well, hello, my friends. My name is John O'Leary. I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was an amazing experience for me and hopefully for the viewers and listeners as well. What I found sitting down with Monica is the idea of being real is maybe something we use for social media or website or to separate us from others, but it may not be something you experience very often in the real world. Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with our viewers and our listeners. And through her authenticity and through her honesty and vulnerability, I followed. It was an incredible conversation. We were real about struggle, real about life, real about endurance, real about family, real about faith, and real about the truth that the foundation is firm, that God is still God, that there's reason for hope, and that the best is yet to come. So for those of us who occasionally struggle with being real or being filled with hope or being renewed in a season of struggle, I can't tell Monica and her viewers, listeners, and producers thank you enough for allowing me to be real during the hour together. So for this time, and until next time, my name is John O'Leary. Today is your day. What a gift it is. Live inspired and stay real.
And welcome back. We are live for you on the Boulevard. We are in St. Louis. If you're not, hey, come on into St. Louis. Maybe you're traveling and then come to the Boulevard. Mark this on your calendars to put on your radar to come to LoveLaunch. Again, there's a couple of locations in our area. The Boulevard is where we are in Richmond Heights. There's also the original location that opened up on the hill, but the website is a great place. We'll be talking about the website in just a second. It's love-launch.com. If you are just tuning in, we are sitting down and visiting with the owner, Leah Glinius Restrepo. And again, it is LoveLaunch. So remember that. Jenny's here with me showcasing the entire show. So we have some questions and we have a comment. I've got to say this, Leah. It's so funny. We've got Dude's Playground, which is a fantastic organization for veterans. Check them out, by the way. And Richard Melching, who is behind Dudes, he said, I'm not sure, Ron, because Ron's watching also, if this particular segment is for us. They're not talking about tractors or fishing yet. I bet you're still on, Richard, right? So there was a time that he was, yeah, we'll find something here that you can wear, Richard.
Gift sweater.
Yes, yes. He watched one time. I did a show with the woman that does my hair, and we were doing a makeup segment. And he's like, "Okay, so this one's probably not for me." And then all of a sudden, the entire hour, he's like, "I'm still on. Why am I still on? What am I being drawn to?" It's fun, right? You have to know, and then you have conversations with the love of your life. So thanks for tuning in. We are doing a midday show for you, showcasing small businesses, and it's all about supporting small business. So when we went to the break, Leah, I asked. I know it's hard. And every time I do this, people always go, "Monica, you're asking me to pick my favorite child." And you said the exact same thing. So right now, and obviously it's always changing. Right now, what's your favorite piece in the store?
So it's got to be this neo-noir dress. This is something that's sort of our signature piece. So Lydia, who you will meet if you come in as well, is holding it. It's got pockets. It's machine washable. And that shawl front is convertible. So you can wear it up high on the neck. You can wear it off the shoulder. You could wear it on one shoulder. Our website is very, very robust. So if you go there, you're going to see a model and a video and photographs of a lot of ways to wear it.
Well, because people want to see how it moves around, the flowing. I love, by the way, Lydia, when you did the kind of asymmetrical off shoulder, it's just a very sexy look. Classy, sexy.
It is.
Look at her.
It is. And it has a beautiful
Work
cut
it, Lydia. Work it.
The piece has a beautiful curve and cut to it. So a lot of people see it in shapes, right?
Yes.
Like we see pear shapes, we see apple shapes, we see round shapes or squares. And so this dress creates that feminine, sinuous curve.
Yeah.
And it's
Lydia says it's got a
killer.
beautiful drape to it.
Curve
Lydia, how
curve.
long have you been here?
A year.
A year. What do you love about working with LoveLaunch?
Leah.
Hey, that's a true testament, right? And why do you stay? Jenny, why are you with me? Because we have connection. Because I love you. So Richardson, Katie, Molly, I guess it's the other way around. Katie, Molly, Richardson, congratulations, LoveLaunch. This recognition truly reflects the heart of our supportive community. And she's asking, what's next for the boutique?
So next Thursday, we are actually hosting our first trunk show with one of our international designers.
Oh, love it.
So Alec and Artem from New York 77 Design are going to be here for the day. Please come by and, introduce yourself, say hello. I would love for them to get a fabulous impression of St. Louis because they've never been here.
Oh, okay.
Lydia's pulling up a couple of their pieces right now.
Oh,
but they've been designing clothing for about 26 years. They design clothing for women around the world. Their fabrics are outstanding. They had a piece, which I have now sold out of. I had 3 of them. They're gone. The same sort of similar mesh with white embroidery that was a Christian Dior vintage fabric. They just got the remnants of it. So they do a lot of very small production because it's however many they can make out of what they've been able to get. It's very forward. It's very strong. They have the Russian roots. So you sort of see that sort of strength and strong tailoring, strong shapes. There's always a very big impression made by looks that come from that region of the world. And they're lovely.
So that's the other thing that people, and so Lydia and Leah both can do this, as well as some of the other people that work is, and I hear this a lot from women and men. I've done design and wardrobe consulting for men for 20 years. And then women, we started doing some more custom stuff over the last 5 years. But it's a lady reached out to me the other day and she's like, okay, I want to hire you to help me find a mother of the bride dress. And I was like, okay. And I love to then take people and introduce them to different boutiques around our area. But they always feel lost. Like, I don't know how do you know how to put it all together? So you hold their hand and help them along. How many times do you hear that same thing? I would have never put that together.
Oh, all the time, constantly. It's a journey.
Yes.
That's
a good word.
I almost answered when you said who my first design inspiration was, Sophia Loren, because I had been working since high school at the Gap. And, when stuff went down to pennies, I snatched it up. And I had this huge, huge number of pieces in my closet. I had nothing to wear. And I told myself I was going to think of like a style icon. And if I was shopping and I didn't know whether or not to buy something, I'd ask myself, would Sophia Loren wear this? And so I think that's a great first step when you're trying to figure out how to put things together. And that's what worked for me. You could pick your aunt. You could pick your cousin. You could pick a celebrity, whoever style catches your eye. And it just gives you a North Star. Over time, that's evolved. It's not her anymore. But it's a really helpful way to start putting things together and to know if it's right for you.
I think the greatest compliment is when someone says that you're their inspiration.
Oh, wow.
I bet you've had that. Because again,
Yes.
well, you exude passion, Leah, and
Thank you.
I love that I was introduced. I love that I ran by, first of all, and that God brought us together through Dana, and it's just the way life works. But when someone sees someone and they just constantly put it together, and you're just like, how do you do that? How do you do that? And then you are their inspiration. Have you been told that before?
I've been told that by my husband.
Well,
That's
the greatest
That's what I
compliment.
think of. He is so wonderful. And he told me years ago that he was like, if you're going to be my wife, I got to match you. We got to
That's right.
step this up.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to being more conscientious. And over time, that becomes a part of just your natural rhythm.
Yeah.
And it becomes easier when you start collecting things that you love, because kind of everything goes together.
Sure. Well, and that's the other thing is I love when you put something with something else that people would be like, I would not have done that. But you're working with what they have and you're bringing out the best beauty of them. And there's so many people that look in the mirror like, I couldn't wear that. I couldn't wear. Yes, you can, but don't match. You don't have to be like, I
Right.
want that. We're going to find your own unique aspect of you. Can you do me a favor, Jenny? There's a piece back there that if you go to the end of the rack that I want you to see, it's just catching my eye right now. I'll show you in just a second. Keep going right there. You knew I was going at that. All right. What is this? Tell me more about this.
Okay, so this is a jacket. It's called the Tulsa jacket. The
Tulsa?
designer, the
Okay.
design line is called Kozan.
Mhm.
And so she names all her pieces. They all have names. Tulsa is a fabulous shape. It fits really flattering.
Mhm.
It's a nice length. It's going to hit, probably right about your knee. And so you could potentially wear it as a
As a
dress,
dress, yep.
if you wanted to.
Otherwise, what would you put it with? Leggings?
Leggings
Jeans.
or just outerwear. I like just layering on stuff. To be honest, to my eye, because I'm comfortable mixing patterns and things, this jacket with this palette right here on this mannequin, that's the Jane jacket. Similar. I would put that together. I think the purples are great. I think the blacks are great. I think the yellow picks up the gold in the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
But
That necklace, by the way, let's come over here, Jenny.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I love that you just said that. So many people are scared to put patterns together.
for sure. And me too at first.
Yep. Yes, this necklace. Tell me about this necklace. That caught my attention.
So this is another stunning piece from Balthazar Jewels. It's a combination. She likes to work with leather and brass, which I'm actually wearing one of her leather and brass pieces that she custom made for me because I am a large person. I've always been big. I mean, from my hands to my head to my feet to my bust, And so she customized it to the right length for me. She likes to combine leather and brass. That's a signature.
That's a definite. You are going to get asked about that.
Oh yeah, it's a showstopper. For sure.
Can you say this though, Leah? Sometimes people overdo too much, and then it's like I'm a little lost here. There's this going on, this going on, this going on.
Yeah,
and then they need to have their hand held. Yeah.
To edit, there's a really famous Coco Chanel line of get dressed and then take off the last thing you put on and walk out the door.
Oh, I like that.
So that's a good way to look at it. And I think also we all make mistakes. If you look at my photos, I've made fashion mistakes.
We all have. But then again, it's always the decade we're in. You go, that one has never needs to come back.
But just be gentle with yourself and have fun. Play. This is every day we get dressed. And if every once in a while we could just make that a joyful experience, it changed. I mean, I think that's why Lydia says she likes working with me. I have practiced that. I walk the walk. It has changed the way I live by looking at myself in a beautiful way every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Michelle is on and she's sewing right now. And she just said, doing some sewing while watching, missed it. What is the price of some of these items? So what's the range?
Well, I would say if you're comfortable spending between $100 and $250, you can buy most of our store.
Yeah.
Some things are less. Some things are $69. Some things are $119. That particular necklace, I think, is expensive. I'd have to look at the tag, but I want to say it's like $400 or $500.
Here's the deal. Anybody that has ever been around me, go ahead, Michelle. Michelle was with me in Birmingham, Alabama. We went into this cutest boutique, walked in, and I'm like, wow. And I pick up this shoe, and the guy goes, okay, she has really great taste. She just picked up the most expensive thing in our store. My mom used to say, what is it with you? Why do you always go? I'm like, I have good taste.
Yeah.
Right. So you're drawn to something. Why do you think I stopped in the window at this store? Because I knew that this was unique.
Thank you.
Now you can tell.
Thank you. I think if you're comfortable shopping at Banana Republic prices, you won't have a problem here. We are not. I have nothing in the store that's $4,000.
Right. Right.
It's not my store.
But if you look at some of these pieces, it looks as though some of them could be.
Exactly.
That's probably why she asked. Monica
Yeah.
picks out the most expensive item. I told you. Oh, come on. So okay, let's go ahead and ask. What is the most expensive item in here? Is it that necklace?
I think it's the Loico dress. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think it's this one on the end. So it's a young husband and wife. She is in her, I gotta say, early 30s or late 20s, and man, she is talented.
Oh, I like that necklace.
So this is all hand dyed. The necklace is from here, but the dress is, I think this is a $500 dress.
Huh.
The fabric, I mean, it's like tissue soft. And the work she's done to it. So there's a lot of raw edges, which is a very specific look.
Yep.
But it is really special. And you can see on the inside too, if you're into the construction, I know you have a viewer who's a seamstress. I mean, it's continued with that same gorgeous fabric. It's not a cheap plastic nylon liner inside.
And here's the thing a lot of people would ask. Well, where do the price points come from? You look at the craftsmanship that went into something and
Absolutely.
branding.
Well, there's not that much
Nope.
branding. Just like you didn't know about me. Have you ever heard of Loico?
No.
Have you ever heard of Alambika, who's probably the most branded of all of our labels?
That I have.
Okay.
I have not heard of Loico.
So we don't spend a lot of money on that. What you're paying for is the
work.
material
And
and
the
the work.
Yep. And again, and for some people you're like, okay, well that's not for me. That fine.
Yeah.
Then you find what is.
It's very arty.
Yep.
And again, my business has been here for 8 years, but I've been in the industry a long time, and I buy value. I buy quality.
Mhm.
So yes, if it's, if you're on a tight budget and you have $39 to spend on new merchandise, then that is what you should stick to because you need to pay your bills.
Right.
Right. But like if you have more wiggle room,
Yep.
these are all great investments. That's how I've been able to stay in business.
Right.
Right. I can't buy things that are flash in the pan mistakes because
Correct.
then I won't have that loyal community who keeps my doors open.
Well, and that's what I just wanted to ask you. The community that's been supporting you on the Hill, on the website, or now here again on the Boulevard, what are you hearing from them? What draws them in and what brings them back?
Exactly what you said, just the uncommon look of it. I work with independent designers, so what you see is really fresh and original.
Mhm.
That draws them in. What keeps them coming back is the quality of our community and of our product.
Yep. Is it more clothes or accessories or mixture?
It's more clothing.
Okay.
That's really where I'm an expert
Yep.
at this point in life.
Mhm.
I have an opinion about accessories, so I bring some in, but I wouldn't say that I have the same expertise in that area.
And you don't have shoes, right?
No.
Have you ever considered that? Uh-oh, here's the question. Yeah, show that because that caught my attention too. Jenny thought that would look good. I'm known for blue, by the way, Leah. We actually called, come on over here for me for a second, Jenny, this piece right here.
Metamorphosis.
Well, so people call this, all of you that watch either right now or watch this later, they literally have named this Monica Blue.
Oh my gosh, it's almost the same color you're wearing.
I wear it all the time.
Wow. Oh, I would love to see that on you.
That's it. But I'm going to tell you right now, I swear anybody can put that color on. It's just a gorgeous color. And I'm glad that because it's been around for a few years. I'm glad that it's still sticking around.
Oh, for sure. So our fashion is timeless, right? If we are size inclusive,
Yes.
I don't care how big, how small, we can fit you. If you don't like us, you don't like our style,
Yeah.
but we can fit you. And we also, it's not about being trendy. It's really more in the vein of art. It's about making really beautiful looks, putting something together that you feel incredible in. And then there's no shelf life on it. People compare fashion a lot to the grocery store. They talk about bananas go bad. You got to sell them fast. I don't buy bananas. I buy pasta. I buy shelf stable.
Is it? It's more like European pasta. There's a difference in the flour. Look at Jenny. Are you wanting that for you or for me? You keep going back to it. I knew it. So she knows I love that's what I'm talking about. Yes. I like a very tailored look. I like a very classy look. My mom was a seamstress. Growing up, I was always around it. So you know that. So yes, there are pieces that I'm drawn to, my eyes drawn to, that look more custom.
That is the New York 7/7 piece. Those are the two gentlemen who will be in here literally a week from today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a fabulous opportunity. I've known them for decades because I used to work on the other side of fashion. And we were at a show together, and we met each other and became friends. So I would love for you to meet them if you want something custom and special. And their prices are reasonable. I mean, anywhere from the low 200s to maybe 375. It's not something that you can't pay your bills to buy.
Right. And again, that's what you have to find. So if you're just tuning in, and I know people pop on and off as much as they can, we are, because I picked that up earlier. LoveLaunch. I want you again to look on their website, but you really do. I mean, any of you that truly understand fashion, you've got to feel the material. You've got to come in. I'm very big on, I love the fact that you have a website also, but I like people to come into the shop. It's just it's the experience in life.
Sure.
So love-launch.com is the website. Okay. Jenny, go back to that. Jenny's like, we have to talk about this. So
before we launch into that,
yeah,
may I interrupt?
Yes.
Sorry.
No.
So I do want to say about the website, because a lot of my customers also might have mobility issues or reasons why they can't make it in, and they're still included. We're very inclusive. So if you go to the website right now, whether it's mobile or on a computer, we actually have just launched this season something called interactive shopping. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the movie Clueless?
Yes.
And you know how she had that screen, she could mix and match her tops and bottoms? So we've created that for some of our new spring releases from the designers. So you can actually wardrobe a pair of pants you might buy with different tops, potentially even a pair of pants you already own. If you've worked with Ellen Because, she's one of the names that we've done it for. Mm-hmm. So we have some of her signature pieces. So we try to recreate aspects of the in-store experience online the way you could say, does this top go with this pant? Right. Well, now you can do it digitally.
I love that. All right. So what is this?
Okay. So this is an accessory. It's a pair of pockets from a belt. It's from a line called Kazikui, which is Ukrainian. And Ina, the designer, named it after Kazikui. I hope I pronounce it right. I apologize. This is not always my skill with the languages, but it's a market in the Ukraine that she grew up going to. So this piece is made to be worn for any pant, any dress, anything that doesn't have pockets that you wish would.
Interesting.
And it's an alternative to a fanny pack or something like that.
I love that.
And it comes in some really fun prints. It's adjustable. It's a little bit of a wild thing. But when I saw it, as somebody who has been looking at clothing 5 days a week for as many years as they have, it was different. And I was like, if it's new, sign me up. I like things I've never seen.
Absolutely.
I'm impressed by your ideas, girl.
No, there's another one for you. So again, I love that. And you showed earlier the dress with the pockets. Girls just are like, oh, I love this dress. And it has pockets. I always hear that from women. Yeah. Again, if you are just tuning in, LoveLaunch is where we are. You want to give them the exact address? Some people have never been to the Boulevard, don't even know where the Boulevard is.
Sure. It's 26 The Boulevard, not to be confused with Brentwood Boulevard or anything else, because that has happened. We are directly across from the Chupacabra's Mezcaleria.
Incredible Mexican.
If that is too complicated, but where Ann Taylor Loft or where Crate and Barrel or Maggiano's is, park by any one of them, and we're a 20-second walk.
Which, by the way, we've got some pretty weather coming up, and this is a great place to just pop in and out and support all these wonderful small businesses. So you can have something wonderful to eat and then start walking around. Walk off the pasta to come to the pasta.
There you go. Yeah. That was one of the things that inspired me was I would have customers come to the Hill and say, there used to be a time where you could get dressed to go shopping with your girlfriends and walk around and have a nice lunch and see things. And we said, well, the Boulevard's a great place to kind of recreate that. And within our store, I try to keep it the way I enjoyed shopping. We have comfortable seating. We had the couch. You need some water,
tea. She gave me a tea. Is this, what'd you say? Vanilla almond?
Vanilla almond.
Smells amazing.
It's good.
Madagascar.
But when I was a kid, I remember doing that. I remember going with my mom or my grandma and sitting on the little piece of furniture while they tried things on. And it's very difficult because our world has changed for businesses to give up that square footage because every square footage has to make money.
Sure.
We're very blessed to, one, have been this contest winner, and two, have the strength of our website. It really supports what we're doing so we can create a space that we think is special, and we want people to have a great time and enjoy their body and enjoy themselves when they're here, and feel like whatever makes them unique, whatever about their style they, really love is accepted.
And again, Leah and Lydia both can help you with this, but I love the fact that, and this is what I hear from a lot of women, oh, I cannot go in. And those of you that have trained with me, and there's one particular woman, she lost 100 pounds with me. And she's like, do you have any idea what it means to walk into a quote unquote boutique, that I can tell my family that I'm able to go in here? And when I found you, I said, wow, it literally says on the door about the, we can take care of you, the inclusive side of sizing. So like, you're talking 00 all the way up.
Absolutely.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah. I mean, we have a very big range physically in the store right now. And then, like I said, a lot of things can be customized because we work with these people who know us and we know how to work with them. I completely understand what your viewer was saying.
Right.
I used to have to, as a kid, I have size 11 feet. I used to have to go into the back room as a 12-year-old at Nordstrom, or not Nordstrom, it wasn't here. It was it Famous? Anyway, to look at the racks because they had such a few number of pieces in my size.
And the thing is, here's the life coaching side of me, what that makes that person feel like, oh, well, I don't belong here. Mm-hmm. And it's a horrible feeling. And I really do want to thank you for that, because there's a lot of women that I have trained over the years that obviously they're celebrating their wins when they want to get to certain goals, but they have come from here of not being able to feel connected and truly love fashion, but always feel like, oh, I have to go to the big woman store. I can't go here. I can't get cute clothes like I'm looking at on the screen right now, but you can here.
You can. You absolutely can.
I love that.
God makes all types.
Yes.
And designers are going to, produce on a pattern. They're not constantly, creating from thin air. And so they stick to their patterns, and you walk into a store, and if something doesn't fit you, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with your body. God made your body. Hagar Alembic made that dress, and she made it to the best of her ability. Right. But the dress is not right and you're wrong. You know what I mean? Yes, that's not how that works. Let's find the right dress for you.
Right. Absolutely. So what's the hot colors right now as we go into spring and summer?
Oh, well, you know what? That electric blue is everywhere. It's really, it's really, really out there in huge ways. I have a lot of metallics coming in. I have a lot of soft vintage colors coming in from Italy. Yeah, I mean, you can see in the store right now, we're focusing a lot on the blue because that's of the moment. Mm-hmm. And as the summer comes, it'll get a bit lighter, it'll get a bit airier. Right. And I'm still buying fall, so I can't predict anything further than that.
Jenny, what's your favorite thing in the store? I'm going to let Jenny pick. Actually, we'll take our final quick break. I'm going to have Lydia, who's here, and Jenny both pick their favorites. We'll give you all the information that you need to know, again, to shop at LoveLaunch. If you have not been, you have the Richmond Heights location, you have the Hill location, and you have the online store that you can check out as well. And I do love when you see different pictures of different people in it. You click the video and see how it moves around and say, I think I would love that for me. All right. We will have more with LoveLaunch when we return. All right. Is my wonderful role model, one of my best friends.
She's, oh my gosh, you got a long life. You could probably live to be 130 or something. And I said, oh God, I hope not.
It's getting hot in here. Don't take off all your clothes.
I'm not going to take off my clothes. On the radio tape, going to
Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come. We're going to speak. We're not going to spank anybody. We're going to speak about knowing your value.
And then I'm going to ask I'm going to spank them. If you don't know your value and you don't grab hold of how important you are, I'm going to spank you.
Folks, you never know what you're going to get with her. Welcome back. We are live for you again on the Boulevard, Richmond Heights. If you're outside of St. Louis, come on to St. Louis. And then remember, put this, because people love to go shopping when they're on vacation. So go to the boutiques, shop small, LoveLaunch online as well. You can go to love-launch.com and then you can come in and see Leah Glenius Restrepo. Also, Lydia's here. So I went to the break and said that I'm going to have Jenny and Lydia pick their favorite pieces. So Jenny's first. Jenny, go to your favorite piece. And she's so cute. She just said, I'm so basic. No, you accessorize with what you think is basic. So tell me about this piece she chose.
Oh, so the top she's pulled is from a line called Matt Hilder, which is designed in Iceland. And then the cotton they use is Pima cotton from Peru.
Pima cotton.
So soft.
Yes.
Great for sensitive skin. Again, machine washable. And her design is very minimal, actually. Like, she's a very clean, everything has a lot of intention. So it's a great pick for Jenny's style based on what I heard Jenny say about what she likes.
Okay, and then Lydia is behind us. Lydia, what is your favorite?
I love this dress. It's a French terry. It drapes beautifully. I wear it with boots. I wear it with sandals. I wear it 3/4 of the year. It's very affordable and it's ultra stylish. Every time I wear it, people stop and ask me about it.
See? And then do you accessorize it with chunky jewelry, longer, like it's elongated on this? All of the above. That's what you want, by the way. And this is what I tell a lot of people. Remember what you get compliments on. There's a reason for it. And if you get complimented a lot on certain colors, or again, I could actually see that you were drawn to that by what you're wearing right now. You can see that, right? That's great, really good for her figure. Well, I know you pulled it out before. I wanted to talk about that. So let's go back to this. I saw that when we first walked in the door. You went to it earlier, but that is striking. That's definitely something that people are going to say, where'd you get that? What is the material in this?
Oh, so the material, I have to be honest, I do not remember off the top of my head. I know that it's a Kędziorek piece, same Joanna from Poland. It's stunning. It's definitely not, well, I was supposed to say definitely not real leather, but I guess I'm not sure. It is different fabrics.
That is awesome. Yeah. That, again, we talked earlier about putting different things together, and I love designers that really have fun and start playing around. It looks like leather on the front, right? It does. And then pinstripe on the back. And I thought it was.
It very well could be leather. Lydia, would you mind pulling the tag?
Yeah.
So it's made up of 3 different fabrications for sure. The top either has a leather look or it is a distressed aged leather. And then the bottom part is
so
this
flowy.
Yeah, it's this great, exactly.
Like crepe, flowy.
I mean, exactly. A great movement. It has this little pucker to it, this texture.
She just said, Jenny said it's so cute for a concert. That would be so fun. On our hot days here in St. Louis, out at whatever it's called these days, I still call it Riverport.
Yeah, I mean, it's Polish. It's a killer leather jacket, but it's a leather jacket for women like us.
What does it say? Oh, look at those buttons too. All right, folks, you have to come in. I'm oohing and eyeing over everything in here. This is a dangerous store for me, Leah.
And then the back is definitely cotton pinstripe. I know that's a cotton fabric in the back.
We have to say this before we wrap up. Okay, Dude's Playground. I told you Richard would still be watching, even though we're not talking about tractors and fishing.
Yeah.
He gets drawn in. He said, I love the red and white dress that Jenny showed earlier. It just needs a chrome collar. And guess what? Leah thinks you're onto something.
Oh, immediately. That dress with a chrome collar would be killer.
I don't know if it's, so is it this one, Richard? Is it that one? So. Or, oh, you know what? And let's go, before we wrap up, let's go all the way over to the corner, because if you've got a really fashion forward event, you want a really beautiful dress. Now we're talking glitz and sparkle.
Yeah, so that's a relatively new line for us. We started carrying last fall. It's called Jennifer Grace. It's an American-made brand based in San Diego. That is a brand that the prices are dramatically less than what you would expect. I feel very grateful. What's that piece for?
Go for it.
Lydia, will you look? Is that one right at $200? I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a good price point.
Yeah, I mean, and when you feel the weight, it looks heavy. The quality of it. Yep. It's a new line, and so often new lines start low for a lot of reasons. Mm-hmm. But their work is great. Will you pull out the gunmetal and fur? Yeah, that's a great dress
give me
too.
That one.
Yeah.
I just said, give me that one.
Monica, we're twins because I own that one.
Well, you want to know why? So are you thinking about there's a coat, if you go to my website, therealmonicaadams.com, there is a coat that I've never had more compliments on one piece of anything that I've ever owned than this particular coat. And that actually kind of reminds me of it, at least the collar on it. Is that why you were drawn to it, Jenny? Does it remind you of that coat kind of a little bit? That is, you've got that piece, of course.
It's killer.
I'll ask you that. How many pieces that you have here in the store do you have in your own closet?
Well, I don't buy anything I wouldn't wear. Yeah. I do buy things that wouldn't fit me, of course, but if the style isn't right. But that jacket I bought for a gala, and I wore a real simple black dress under it. And then I also wore it out to dinner with a white t-shirt and jeans.
Oh, yeah.
It is so cool. I wore it to church one time for New Year's. It's just a great piece.
Dress up, go casual.
Yeah.
I love we call it like convertible. You're at work and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just got to turn really quick and go meet the girls for a happy hour. This is the piece that I want. So much here. Again, it's like, I said earlier, I don't like saying kid in a candy store. So Jenny said a kid in a toy store. How about that? That's how you will feel. You can see the uniqueness. You can see why it literally was stopping me in my tracks of what is this? You remember I came in, Lydia, and said, what is this? And Lydia wrote down your name. And again, we were brought together, which was meant to be. I MC, as you just saw in that promo, a lot of events. And when people ask me, where did I get this? Where did I get that? Now we can say, why don't you find something unique? And if you're going to an upcoming gala or you've got some fancy event to come to, maybe you want to look here, but it can be from a casual aspect all the way up. And don't forget accessories as well. And then one more time, tell them what's happening a week from today.
We're having an all-day trunk show. It starts at 11 a.m. There's a schedule online, so you can join in person and meet these fabulous designers from New York 77 Design. You could also join virtually. We're doing some Zoom appointments in the afternoon. There's going to be a bubbly pop toast, and then we'll send them off back home to the airport with some sparklers.
I want you to show one more rack. I know we just got done with St. Patrick's Day, but you could have come in here and gotten your green right here, Jenny. Show us this last rack, because I think this is the only one maybe we didn't show. So a lot of color, a lot of pop. That one's really pretty too. I like that. Yeah, it's and then let's talk about this piece that Leah's wearing, by the way.
Oh, which
so
one?
The one you have on right here.
I have three of my pieces on. So this is the piece from Balthazar. I'll stand up so you can see the full length in the shot if you want. So that's the leather with the gold-plated brass. And I believe, I hope I get this right. I believe that's a jade piece.
It looks like jade.
Yeah. And she made it longer for me because I like a long necklace. It's just my style. I'm also wearing a sweater from Ioana Corbella from Greece, and then another Matt Hilder piece. We were just talking about that was Jenny's favorite.
So you mentioned Greece, you've mentioned Poland, you mentioned Italy, I'm sure New York. Any other countries?
Well, the United States, Bulgaria as well. Poland, we have Colombia, South America, Kenya, we have Nigeria.
Love it. We have a big audience, by the way, in Nigeria and the Philippines. And I love that. We've done that's what I love about doing different shows. And then you have people that are watching and then all of a sudden they say, well, I love this. I want to tune in again and again. So yes, obviously I've worked in St. Louis for 30 years. So we have a big audience in our Missouri and Illinois area, but I love the fact that we're reaching other states as well as other countries. And the fact that we are all coming together and that you're bringing them all together here.
Absolutely. It's about just kind of opening our minds and being open to other things and also sharing what we do. I will hopefully, knock on wood, always share things from St. Louis and things that are American. That's
support others in our community, right?
Yes.
Are there any plans for other locations down the road?
No plans. 2 feels like a solid situation.
And then, again, we mentioned, if you haven't been, the one that is on the hill, you can check that out. That's the original location. It's been there, 9 years now?
2016. So I guess that is 9 years.
Yeah.
I think
I did the math
8.
quick.
Yeah, I think I said 8, but it's 9.
9 years on the hill. Again, you can go over by Milo's. You'll see them there. You also can come, if you're in our local area, again, to the Boulevard and check out this location. Or if you are outside of the area, support Leah and go to the website, love-launch.com. Jenny, did you have fun today?
Yes.
She said yes. Jenny's ready to shop.
I'm excited to put you girls in some clothes.
Ladies and gentlemen alike, come over and support small business. Thank you, by the way, for tuning in. We've had a blast. You know that this is something I love to do. If you, by the way, have a business and you would like to be showcased, we do mobile Monicas from everywhere, and it can be live from your business. My email is info@therealmonicaadams.com. We have a mobile Monica coming up next Wednesday at Hoffman Hillerman Nursery, again at 10 a.m. We will be, do you know the ladies from the Vault, by the way?
I don't know them personally,
gotta
but I
meet
know
them.
the Vault.
Yeah. We will be there at the end of May. We do makeover shows, and I love those. If you'd like to be one of our models, it doesn't matter what size you are. That's the other thing I love, is that the Vault has a lot of different sizes. And if you want to be one of our models, you need to email me, because we're going to start picking. We usually have about 4 or 5 that we do, and it's been fun. Has it not, ladies that have done it before and after, and showing your beauty and your true potential. So that's coming up at the end of May. We've got Dude's Playground coming up June 21st. That's going to be a poker run, by the way. Richard, thank you for booking us for that. So let's support our veterans. If you have someone that has a motorcycle, they want to be at this poker run. So yeah, there's so many things to come. Go to our website, therealmonicaadams.com, for all of that information. Thank you to Michelle for always putting those in. Thank you to Jenny for being here today. Thank you to Lydia for being here today. And more importantly, Leah, thank you for having us here.
Thank you so much, Monica. Thank you for coming. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you as well. All right. Remember, LoveLaunch. Go to the website, find something beautiful for yourself. And now when you say, this person has everything, nope, they don't have anything from LoveLaunch. So find out what works for you. Everybody, thank you so much. We will be back on 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I will see you then. Remember what I always ask you to do. Dream big. Maybe you want to be like Leah and open your own shop. Yes, go for it. Take the leap. But before you do anything, be kind. God bless you all.